Alright, what's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're going to be doing something a lot of fun because I know a lot of you like playing those Simic decks. So we're going to be playing Simic today, but using a spell that I don't get to play with very often. Actually, it's going to be the first time I put into a deck, the World Spell. We're going to see if it's any good. Going to get some big fatties and put them into play. Is it going to work out the way we want? I have no idea, but looks like y'all are in for a ride, so let's go find out. Alright, as always, if you'd like to support the channel, be sure to hit that join button down below. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And if you want to protect all your nerd gear, check out ultrapro.com/PowrDragn. Use promo code PowrDragn. They'll save you 5% at checkout, and they will support the channel as well. Okay, so a couple of things we're going to need to do. We're going to be playing the World Spell, which is very expensive, so we need to have some ramp stuff. But more importantly, it's how do we sustain ourselves in the beginning of the game to get to the later stages. So to that end, we have a few different ideas, and I also want to give a shout out to a small channel. It's a Spanish creator that goes by Pina MTG. Want to give some love their way because there's a couple of ideas here that I actually took from them because I was looking for World Spell decks, and they had a couple of things I kind of liked. So some inspiration came from that direction, so pay some love that way. Alright, so we're starting with a couple of Disdainful Strokes. Now, I wasn't necessarily going to go with these, but they were in some other list I saw, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. And there are things that this works at stopping outright, whether you're talking about the Invoke Despairs or Shieldrids, or even some of the big green creatures. This is fine, right? So we're going to roll with it, see if it does anything. Joint Exploration's pretty good. We had this in another list a few days ago and I really liked it, so makes a lot of sense here. We're going to go with 3 Make Despair so we have some early counters, because there's going to be a lot of times it doesn't really benefit us to do stuff early while we're setting up for turn 4 or 5 anyway, so it makes sense. Have some counter magic. Now, we do want some actual early creatures though, so we're going to play some Llanowar Loam Speaker to ramp us up, obviously. A couple of Shigekis because it can go get land in a pinch. But late game, if we do have all that mana, we can just go ahead and get a bunch of things out of our graveyard, which is pretty nice too. Then we have a couple of Root Coil Creeper. For no other reason other than the fact that it makes mana and it's 2 power. There was a few other things we could play in this slot, but I wasn't totally sure which ones I wanted. The only one maybe would probably be Taxidermist, and that's mostly just because it's 1 green and a colorless instead of being a green and a blue. So you can make it to where you can keep more mulligan hands. So we'll see when we get to the end, because we do have a lot of things that could end up in the graveyard as well. But for now, we're going to go with a couple of Root Coil Creeper. Going to play 3 Topiary Stomper. I imagine by the end of the video, we're going to try to get a 4th one in here. But for now, we're going to go with this, because I want to try some other cards that other people seem to have been using or recommending. One of those being Cartographer's Survey. I think this might be too slow for what we want to do. However, going from 4 to 6 is pretty powerful, and especially if you already have a 7th land in hand, it kind of unlocks everything, which is pretty cool. I just don't know how often we're either going to draw it and or be able to take turn 4 or 4 mana turn off and be okay with that. I mean, you have to have a pretty big setup on the next turn, so it's possible, but we'll see. Sphinx of the Clear Skies. This is the first deck I've played with this. I played across the table from this quite a few times, but I actually really like this card. It's hard to kill with the 2 Ward 2 on it, but if it lives, you're basically getting 2 cards to look at every turn, and then you're just getting a free one off the top. So your opponent puts one on one side, one on the other, and you pick one of them. So you're getting the best of the top 2 cards every time you attack, which is pretty slick. We're going to play One Glorious Sunrise. I like this card. I'm not playing it enough. More often than not, I assume we're going to choose either the Trample or we're going to draw a card. I can't imagine we're going to use the other 2 often, but we'll see. Going with a Silverback Elder. What I like about the Silverback Elder is really twofold. If we need to get more mana, we can just do that. It unlocks more spells and lets us play more things. But even more importantly, just gaining 4 every turn when additionally you have a big 5/7 blocker plus whatever you played, gets really hard for your opponent to punch through. I mean, there's been a lot of games when we've had Silverback and other lists where we were all the way down to like 5 or less life, and 2 turns later, we're up to like 13 or 18, and then now you've also built your board, and it's hard for your opponents to kill you at that point. We are going to play 1 Workshop Warchief because this is just, we don't have any hasty things, and this can be hasty, but it does also just produce life and a blocker that replaces itself, so we don't hate that at all. A couple of Greater Tanuki because this can search for land, which is nice. And then, of course, the World Spell. We're playing a couple of these. It lets you go search for, well, not just search. You look at your top 7, but you get to put one into your hand, you get to do it again, and then you just get to put stuff from your hand into play. Or you could just play it, search once, and then just put it into play the next turn. So I don't know, like, it's kind of nice, but it's like a really slow tooth and nail. It's, if you want to call it tooth and snail in a way, because it's kind of slow. I mean, that's a dumb play on words. I'm sorry. But anyway, the world spell, we'll see if it's any good. Then we have Titan of Industry. Obviously, if we're going to be ramping up, we might as well do one of the best things you can do in the format. And then we're playing Colossal Sky Turtle, because this actually functions as a spell more often than not for us. Multiple ways, right? Either letting us bounce something or return something from the graveyard that's key, especially if it's something like a Shigeki, right? During their instep, you return Shigeki. The next turn, you already have a bunch of mana. Maybe you get to return like 3 things or 4 things from your graveyard. And now you can have that whole cycle going all over again, which is pretty cool. So it's not bad. Not bad. And it's hard to kill again. It's a 6/5 flyer with Ward 2. We should be able to cast this fairly easily. Lands, we're going pretty simple. 7 Island, 10 Forest, 4 Dreamroot Cascade, 4 Yavimaya Coast. Realistically, we should go ahead and swap up and go ahead and put an Otawara, because why not? I almost always spell that wrong. And then we're going to go ahead and put in 1 Boseiju. I don't know how often these will come up. I have a feeling more often than not we're going to need them as actual mana in this list. But hey, you might as well give yourself the option, right? Because we never know. All right, but that's about it. Nothing too fancy here. It looks like it should do what we want it to do. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of things we're going to change. So as always, be sure to check out the end of the video. 1, because there's going to be some info that's going to help you out. And we're going to clean this up quite a bit, I'm sure. But 2, it helps out my metrics, and they'll recommend more stuff if you watch more of the video. So y'all go enjoy these games, and I'll catch you on the backside. Okay. I think we keep this. I mean, we could almost ramp up to this stuff. I don't think Root Coil Creeper's going to live, though. There's so many random kill spells these days. Okay. That's actually kind of nice. We don't have to take damage against something with red in it to play our creeper. Okay, I'm gonna start with this. Oh, they didn't have a kill spell. I was thinking if something died, I'd rather that than the thing that could produce me a 3/3 attacker, but here we are. Well, I wasn't gonna be able to block that anyway, realistically. So sure, no blocks. Though now we do have a real decision. Do we wait to bounce something? Or do we... Yeah, we really can't. We can do this and then just bounce on their turn, right? Because this costs 2. Alright, seems fine. And we'll just pass. Because I'm sure we're going to be bouncing like a Raiju or something here. Or Halana and Alana. That'd be scarier. Okay. I see you. Alright. You know? Alright, so they're not attacking with the Howl Pack. Like, ooh. Ooh, can we get away? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're only going to have 6 mana next turn. We could just straight up play a 6/5, though, which is kind of legit. Alright. Let's just bounce this other dude. Takes 3 more. Ooh, and we found another land. Oh, this is so good. Alright, we're going to straight up play the big monster. So now we have something to at least throw in the way if we need to. And as long as our creatures live, we get to play Titan next turn. So I don't know what they're going to do here. That is a problem. I'm not going to lie. That is a little bit of a problem. We're probably just going to block it anyway, though, if they attack with it. They opted not to attack with it. What do we do here? We actually can't attack first because they would then use the, I assume, the damage from the Ill-Tempered Loner to kill one of our dudes. Let's do this first. And then I'm going to make a 4/4 and gain 5. If they kill our dude, that's fine. And then I'm going to attack with this. I can deal 3 to the Ill-Tempered Loner and just let the rest trample over. I mean, this ended up being all right. This is not the way this started. I was like, nah, we'll probably lose some creatures or whatever, but yeah, this is way better than expected. Now, are we gonna get slow jams on the first video of the day? Is that where we are? All right, then. I guess that's what it is. Nope, no slow jams. Okay. I mean, to be fair, though, they could still do some real damage to us with this Ill-Tempered Loner, depending on what type of spells they have set up in their deck. The other reality, though, is they are at 14, and we have a lot of damage incoming. Yeah. Not sure what you want to do. Alright, so now we got Topiary Stomper. We can turn a land into a 3/3. Opponent's at 14. I mean, if we attack, they've got to block some things. So, let's go. Let's turn a forest into a 3/3. We'd leave mana to Topiary Stomper. Then that. All right. Let's attack, 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 attack. See what the opponent wants to do with all that. Because I ain't mad either way. I mean, because trample damage, we don't sustain too much damage from the Ill-Tempered Loner, which is the good news. Yeah, I mean, you've got to block or die. That's where this is at, so you got to do something. I mean, that's 13 points of trample by itself. Yeah, I don't know what their blocking plans are here, but you got to stop something. They were about to block the 7 with just the 2. I was like, that's not going to cut it. I mean, if you're going to block something, throw something in front of the 4. Right? I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, okay. Sure. Yeah. And deal 1 to the opponent. That looks good. I mean, we're at 19, so we're not even close to dead. Sure. All right. Yep, GG's. Oh boy. Let's keep it. Not 100% sure what our plan looks like just yet, because we don't have much mana. We're probably going to end up having to leave up, like, Make Disappear or something for a turn. Oh, well, that's not even going to do much for us, to be honest. Okay, well, tough life. We're going to struggle a bit, I think. Yepers. Tis what it is. Maybe get hit with Liliana or something here. Nope, just a cut down. Okay, that's not so bad. I mean, not great, but it could have been a lot worse. I mean, I'll take that. Let's go ahead and play another. I mean, they're down to 2 cards. Not to say it's not going to be land Liliana or whatever, but yeah. Some things we can do. All right, take 3, no blocks. Okay, this not bad. All right, how do we want to go about this? This lets us put a land into play untapped. So we could, in theory, play this, kick it, still have mana for this. Could also channel that, put a thing into play. Alright, we're just going to pass here, I think. Leave us all of our options. See what the opponent decides to do. Because I got no clue where this is going to go right now. Cut down. Alright. Well, sure. We want to keep our creature alive. Just resolve. Though, tricky on them drawing 2 cut downs. Alright, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be 6. I don't think we do anything else here. We just take it. Go to 11. Alright, we'll go ahead and play this. And kick it. Get to look at 2, draw a card, then put a land into play. I mean, if a land is on top, we could just go straight... Ooh, Silverback. Hold, please. That guy's alright. Yeah. We'll just keep both of them. Why not? Now the only question is if we just want to straight up play this guy. Because I don't know that we do. But... here's the other thing. We could play this and then bounce something. We have a mana for that. 2, 4, 5, yeah. Or we just have a 6/5 flyer with ward. Actually, I think we just go with this. This is harder for them to kill. Nah, though, if we do this first... Nah, whatever. Whatever. Let's not get too fancy. Though we are only at 11, and once they get a third land, they make us discard the Silverback. That's probably worse for us, honestly. So maybe I'm getting a little greedy here. Because if they make us discard, we got to take 3, 4, 5 at a minimum. We'd be at 6, so we'd be a turn away. I mean, we ain't blocking that, dude, so no blocks. Go to 8. Disdainful Stroke. Not quite going to get us where we want to go. Pass. I mean, we'll have to block that sooner or later, right? Alright. Tanuki's going to go away here, obviously. Maybe not. Maybe... Yeah, they got to stop the Tanuki, right? Because we're already so low. You force us to draw a creature to get life off of it. Okay, maybe not. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Alright, we've got 3, 6, 7... That'd only be 8. If we got a land, we get to play both of these, though. That's kind of nice. Land from this comes into play tapped, right? Yeah. Can we afford to go to 5? I'm gonna... Ooh, actually, wait. What's in our graveyard? Nothing great. Alright, I'm gonna say yes. We can afford to go to 5. I think. No blocks. Ah, we failed. Dang it. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and take my 4 life. And we will attack with... Probably nothing, sadly. Much as I want to attack, it's not a good spot. And I might need to Shigeki up, because if they held their hand that long, there's a good chance there's just like, what you call's over there, the Invoke Despairs. So we'd like to get some of those back and counter something if we can. Oh, another Concealed Curtains. That's so bad for us. That's actually really bad for us. Alright, Tanuki, you gotta take the hit, friend. Love you, but somebody's got to pay that price. There's another one, though. Man, what can we get with this? One, we can only get 2 things. Dang it. Gosh, that sucks. Alright. Man, do we? Or do I gamble on this? And then just play Shigeki? Because that's the other real question here. I could play Shigeki straight up. I protect it from getting discarded for a turn. We could sacrifice this, and I guess Turtle if we need to get rid of an enchantment if we want to. Yeah, I'm going to gamble. It's probably a bad choice. Yeah, it was a bad choice. We're going to scribe both of those. Okay, that's not so bad. We can live with that. We lose the opportunity to play the Shigeki, but this seems fine. No attacks. I mean, here comes land Despair. If it's Despair, though, we do get another shot at playing a Shigeki, so that's actually not terrible. Problem is, we have to give up the turtle. Oh, it was not. It was a cut down. Well, if they make us discard a card, we have bad blocks here. Liliana. Okay, there you go. I mean, we're just scrapping Topiary Stomper, though, right?
I've always hated it.
Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for 7. Still need one more to do both of these. I think... What's in the yard? Yeah, I still can only do it for 2 and wouldn't be able to cast anything. Tough life. Tough life. Maybe I should have been trying to take a shot or two with the turtle once I got above 10 life again. I don't know. Lots of decisions there. You know, I don't hate the call here by the opponents. I mean, we wouldn't block the underdog because that's just too easy. You just let them keep the underdog. Okay. Found a land. How important is it? Because like I said, we could do this for 2. And then have 2 mana open. So we could replay a Loam Speaker or some such. But that's probably just bad here. Let's do this. We'll gain our 4. We will gain 4. And then we're going to take out Liliana. All right.
I'll be back with friends.
Now, here's the hard part. If they do invoke Despair here, I was going to say, I'm not sure what I'd want to sacrifice.
Violence is necessary.
Because Shigeki's actually really good now.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Okay. We got piles of life, so attacking here. Even if that comes online, we take 6, whatever. Some point, we just gotta go get it. Actually, you know what? If we want to take him out, let's put the Trampler over there too. I'll just say, we've got the Elder turning the corner, so whatever. You can put 3 creatures in front of the Elder. That's fine too. I mean, I could live with this. Opponent says no blocks on anything. Wow.
Balance may never be restored now.
Okay. End the turn. All right. We will activate. Yeah, it's got to be discard as a sorcery. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and put this into play. Resolve. And then we can get 2 cards. What do I want those 2 things to be? I can get... Let's get a Colossus and a Tanuki, I think is what we want to get. Because nothing else here really matters. And then they just get their choice. They're probably just going to get the Colossus. But that's okay. But this guarantees we get another creature and 4 life, and we get to keep attacking, so whatever. I was going to say, we know what it's going to... Oh, good, 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 good. Love it. You love to see it. Yep, we will take that trade all day, every day. Bring it. We ain't scared. Yep, we'll take 5. I am totally down for that. Too bad we can't play both of these. We need 11. Yeah, we can do 2 of these, though. Let's go ahead and get 4 more life out of this. And then we'll go get another land at this point, I think. Start thinning things out here. And we'll attack. Actually, attack. Because then we can take out 2 things. If they choose to block with Underdog. They probably won't. They'll block with the other 2 guys. And we'll just kill one of those. Which we don't really mind. That's totally okay. I was going to say, you might... Really? Why wouldn't you just put 2 of the 3/4s in front of it? Yeah, this is, I was going to say, this makes much more sense. Yeah, sure. Alright, opponent goes down to 10 temporarily. We'll end the turn. Yep, Graveyard Trespasser, sure. I mean, they are buoying their life total a little bit here, little by little. This ended up being a really weirdly grindy game. This was not my anticipation with the way it started, but here we are. Oh, this is nice, though. This is nice. We can get Shigeki back and then get a pile of stuff. Woo! Woo! Okay, opponent scoops. We are going to mulligan that. We will keep this, scrap this. Actually, probably scrap the world spell. Alright. Ooh, more mono black. Okay, we pass. I don't even mind it. It's just like, it's so boring. I like seeing cool things when the opponents do interesting stuff. Well, I mean, we're going to shuffle this up anyway. So I'll take one of these. I mean, I could have got both lands here, but nah. And then get rid of our Stomper if they wanna. Yep, sounds like a plan. Go for it. What you want to get? I mean, probably Titan, I assume. But you never know. I could be wrong. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe so. I mean, if you take Stomper, I'm only a couple lanes away still. I could play Shigeki and get one thing back. Probably Topiary Stomper. But we'll see. They're putting real thought into this, though. Okay, interesting choice. Alright. Well, things being what they are, we can play Shigeki if we wanted to. Probably dies, if we're being real. Then we play this and puts a land into play. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'd have to draw one. Or we could just leave this to bounce something. Alright. I mean, I feel like if we play Shigeki, he's just going to die to, like, Liliana or something anyway. But maybe we should still do it. Pass the turn. I don't love it. Honestly, I feel like there's a lot of ways it just dies and we don't get any value. But if they don't have Liliana, then they waste their turn killing a thing with no other stuff in hand. Here, if they play a Shieldred, we can at least bounce Shieldred, so there's some value to waiting. I mean, that means we can't play Titan next turn, obviously, but, you know, something's got to give. Okay, there's a Bank Buster. That's not as scary. It's pretty good, I guess. Yeah, we let that ride. And we're going to hope to top deck a land for our Titan. That's what we're going to do. So we could destroy Bank Buster, put a shield on our Titan. And I think that's all we're going to be able to do. Alright, here's hoping. Looks like the opponent's doing the count. Oh, we missed! We missed! Oh, that sucks. That hurts so bad. Oh, man. Okay. Well. Ugh. Oh, that's hurt so much. Ugh. Okay, so what are we going to have mana for? We could pay 2, return Shigeki, play Tanuki. Or we could bounce something, get a land with Shigeki. Do we let the opponent... I mean, I guess we're just dead anyway, right? Because even if... Yeah, we're not going to come back from this. But sure, we just resolve. We just let that die. We have to take less damage. Because we're going to end up at 7 here. I mean, I say that. You know what? Let's bounce this. And then... I mean, I kind of want to bounce this, to be honest. But that's probably worse for us, so sure. And yeah. I mean, I guess I could have bounced that. Yeah, taking 4 is still rough there, though. Man, that's just a hard situation. I would have liked to have gotten rid of both those cards, but we just drew a land anyway. Alright, well, is what it is. Rhino. And put a shield. Even though I really need to gain the life, I need to also try to hold on to our Titan. Alright. Doing the best we can with what we got. Okay, well. I guess this is the beginning of the end. Go to 3. Yeah, I was gonna say, you got Menace, so come on in. Too late. Alright. Had answers, never got there. Alright, we'll keep this. Get to do a little bit of something here. Alright. I mean, we have a Make Disappear, then a Topiary Stomper, so I mean, I guess this is fine. Yeah, I'm not even sure. I don't know, we'll see. This is kind of one of those things where if they're not doing anything, we're not going to do anything just yet. These are those weird matchups with mono black sometimes. Trespasser. Okay. Actually, hold on. If we let them have the Trespasser, we play this, we get to put a land into play. Then we get to play Stomper to block it, and then... Alright, sure, you can have that, I guess. Like, I may come to regret that later, but that's fine. I'm also half hoping that there's a chance... Ooh, those are both pretty solid. Yeah, let's take both of those. That they want to try to play Liliana. And if they do, we at least get the Topiary Stomper into Liliana. I mean, into make this appear, so we're not worried about their Liliana. Alright. End the turn. That's at least the hope. We'll see what happens. I mean, maybe we get to stop a Shieldred, but that's a little bit of a pipe dream sort of a thing here. Yeah. Don't know if we want to deal with two of those. Though, then again, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We take damage here. We play a Topiary Stomper next turn. Yeah, it's fine. It's all fine and good. At least I'm going to convince myself that it is. And there's bigger spells for us to stop that would be more problematic. So, this is just where we're going to be for the moment. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Play this. Now we can bounce something if we want to discard. Attack for 4. Alright. In the turn. There's not going to be in the graveyard to ever go get, so it's just going to be playing this guy for flying value. But we do have enough to play it and counter if we don't end up having to counter something. Wow, triplicate Trespasser. Okay, well, those are things. Not what I thought we'd be staring at, but okay. Sure, why not? You got it. Our turn. Wow, so much mana. Okay. No attacks. Alright, an opponent gives up. That's all it took. Keep it. I don't know why it said that so excitedly, because this hand is not that good, but whatever. Alright. I mean, we need some rampy things is what we need. Ooh, this guy's going to make life a little bit of a problem, aren't you? Alright. Yeah, some rampy stuff would be real good right about now. Or else things are about to get real scary. Real fast. Alright. We definitely don't want to deal with you since we don't know when we're going to get to resolve stuff. Okay, that'll help. Can we do that again? Or if the opponent doesn't make us play anything, we could ramp up and then play this. That would be fine. Alright, we will definitely do this, put a land into play. And it's definitely going to be a forest. Actually, is it going to be a forest? Yeah, it is. Alright. So we're willing to play this guy, because unless they exile it, like, it's mostly fine. And even then, it's just like, okay, we get a 4/4 for our troubles. Not the worst thing. Now, if they just have 2 kill spells or another Liliana, whatever, like, whatever. Like, we just have to live with it. Well, that's peculiar. I mean, do you just have another one? I mean, your guy has Death Touch, I guess. Alright, never mind. I guess we'll just take it. Whatever. Okay, that works. Yep. Yep. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite enough to do everything we want to do. But let's just run this dude in. Nothing from the opponent. Huh. Well. Do we just go for this? And just say if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. Nah, maybe we do this. I mean, we have 17 life. I mean, they're going to get to draw a card and all that, so we'll see. It could have backfired because they could have had a cut down there. And that would have felt real bad. Okay, not so bad. I mean, we take some damage, they get a card. Like, it's not ideal, but this is okay. This is a world we can function in. I want to do something pre-combat because I don't want to lose the Root Coil Creeper during combat and not get the mana. 3, 6, 7. Let's tap Creeper. I kind of want to play Silverback here, honestly. This is really good too, though. I think this is what we're going to do. And then maybe even keep the War Chief so we can just block this sleeper dude. That makes the most sense. Alright, we gave it our shot. Now it's just what do they have? I guess we attack for 2 here because we're probably just blocking. No, we don't. We don't. No attacks. We're probably blocking both creatures here. Unless they play Liliana, then we have to scrap the Root Coil Creeper, and that's a whole different thing. Alright, they got a lot of mana. I mean, they could pump this dude up to a 6, which is super annoying, but okay. Yep. Yep. I mean, we lose life because they have a creature die. But we get to gain 4 when we play this, so it's fine. Okay, well that was not ideal. So what's the most the opponent can do here? 6, 7, 8, 9? That's a stack of 4. If they got another land, they'd still be short 1. But then it costs them 2 life. So 9 puts them to 5. They'd have to go to 3, and then we have that. Alright, sure. I assume you're blocking something here. Okay. We have lethal. We'll see what they've got. And they have a lot of cards. So who knows? Oh, they're at 11 now. That's a blocker. Alright, no blocks. Alright, we go to 9. Which now they can have lethal to attack with just that guy next turn. We need a creature. We need to gain 4 real bad. Okay. I mean, we do get to see 2 cards off the top. So that's not the worst thing here. We attack with the 4/4. We attack with this. This is fine too. Man, if we do though, we have to absolutely hit a creature because we're gonna lose life to stuff dying here too because of Ellis. So, boy, this feels like it hurts, but I feel like we gotta attack with at least 2 things to threaten them to not do stuff. I mean, they're gonna gain life from blocking with the missionary too. Oh, this is not ideal. Alright, here's hoping we don't miss with the Sphinx. This is kind of it. I mean, we got to get blockers. Wow. That was terrible. Well, we got to take this. I mean, that was just real bad. that was as bad as it could have been. Okay, I mean, I guess we get this. We can keep this because that lets us draw a card next turn. All right. I mean, I guess that's all right. I mean, playing this doesn't do much because, well, if they have 2 kill cards, how does that work out for us? Nah, we have to keep it in the turn. Ooh, Elspeth. All right, all right. They're probably going to pump the sleeper, the big one. And that actually works out okay for us. Oh, I should have waited till they attack. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I should have let them attack, though, because there's a chance they would have made it a 7 and then pumped to make it an 8. You know, something like that. So, yeah. Missed opportunity, for sure. Alright, we're going to go to 6. No blocks. Can we draw something to get rid of the missionary? This gives everything trample. That's 6. Actually, that's 9, 10, 11. Minus 2, because they're at 10. But then they're going to block 3 of it. Ah, that's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. And they can definitely pump that 3 times. Wow, that sucks. So now what do we do? Man, I don't know what to do with this, because part of me wants to gain the life. Part of me wants to just pump and go for it. Yeah, because it's only 11. Minus 3 is 8, but then they gain 2. We're at 6. They could just pump straight up and kill us. So I think I have to gain the life, much as I don't want to. Send this here. I guess we just send them both. Like, they have to block, so it's whatever. Yep. Come on, be something worthwhile. Oh, no. I so badly want that to be a Titan, but we can't play it. Alright, we're taking Topiary Stomper. I mean, we got to force the opponent into a play or two. Alright. Well, unless they get rid of our Glorious Sunrise, we get to give everything trample. So, they could give this +1 is 4, lifelink, pump 3 times. So we take 7, they go to 12, but then they wouldn't be able to do anything, so I don't know. Lots of things with all the cards in their hand. They searched and got a land. That's not the play I would have went with, for sure. But alright, 6 it is. They go to 4. Oh, you know what I didn't even think about last turn? I should have made the play I wanted to and just trample into them. Well, no, it wouldn't matter, because they still would have +1, and they could have put lifelink at that point. So that would have been bad. Alright, let's do this first. Get a look at maybe some other useful card. Ah, boy, Disdainful Stroke. I'm only going to take the Disdainful Stroke in case for some reason there's a Wandering Emperor here. I don't think there is, but who knows. I wasn't expecting there was going to be an Elspeth either. Alright, we're just going to +1 everything. And give it trample. No clue if this is going to be enough, but here's hoping. There was indeed a Wandering Emperor, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, children of all ages. Oh, GG's. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, as it turns out, we didn't really... I don't think I drew the Cartographer Survey at all. I even played extra games off camera to try to draw it, and we just never drew it. So that kind of sucked. So I don't know if it's really good or not. However, I will say the deck won and played fairly well against Mono Black, which was a little surprising, and won some other matchups I wasn't expecting. Even without getting Cartographer Survey or really casting the World spell, ever. And that was weird because I think the only time I cast a world spell, actually the 2 times, they got countered both times, which is understandable. The interesting thing though is I don't know if the deck would just be better off if the world spell was just other bodies. I mean, sadly, it just wasn't good enough on its own. So here's what I'm proposing for this list. I think we should go ahead and cut both of the world spells, cut both of the Cartographer Survey. And then I think we can go and add one more War Chief, because this will be good in any of the aggressive matchups, whether you're talking about mono black aggro, mono green, mono red, like that extra life gain. And even against black, if they play like a Liliana to make you sacrifice a thing, you get a 4/4. You could still hold off like the werewolves or whatever, right? So this makes a lot of sense to play an additional one of those. I think I also want to try a Huntmaster, because getting those extra bodies I think could be very good. So we want to go with that. And add another Topiary Stomper, so we just bring that to 4. And then I'm not really sure what I want the last card to be, because I kind of want to play another Sphinx, but I also kind of want to play a Silverback Elder. Just because that life gain is so good, and the toughness of 7 is so much for your opponent to overcome. And there's not a lot of flyers in the format, but we also have the Colossal Sky Turtles if we desperately need them as well. So I think Silverback does have the issue of being triple green too, but man, maybe it's supposed to be another Sphinx, honestly, and just be harder for your opponents to kill. Maybe that's the right answer. But both of these are good. The other thing that makes Topiary Stomper good in here, by the way, is that you can go from 3 to 5 mana, and that's actually pretty powerful. But I'm going to go against my better judgment, and I'm going to make it another Sphinx. Oh, wow, it's weird. I actually have to craft another Sphinx. But anyway, I'm going to have 2 Sphinx in here. And I think I'm going to cut 1 Disdainful Stroke and make it a Make Disappear. In a lot of my games, the Disdainful Stroke would have been better as a Make Disappear, and I'm okay making that change there and just having the 1 stroke. So this is actually pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this overall, but let's talk about some of the matchups a little bit so y'all know kind of what our takeaways are here. Now, to no surprise, Mono Blue ended up being the toughest matchup for me, but it was still winnable. We just had to draw the right combination of cards or get like an early Topiary Stomper or something like that. So when we did, those were okay. When we didn't, you know, either way, one thing I will say overall is some of your games, as you saw, are very grindy. I don't even know how many are going to end up in this video. We might only end up putting like 4 games or 5 games because some of them were very long. Now, it is also good that, especially against some matchups like Mono Black or whatever, you can get to where your opponent just concedes, which is pretty nice because you just have such big creatures. The thing, though, I will say that was surprising that I didn't think about early on is that you have enough actual enchantment creatures that give you more things to sacrifice to invoke Despair. So there's a lot of times they'll end up getting 1 card and you lose 2 life, and that's actually not terrible for you. So not as bad a matchup as you normally seem, just because we have some weird situations that actually benefit us in that matchup. But mono red, not too bad. Even the low to the ground aggro decks, you can kind of sustain that pretty well, having creatures with ward and or having things that gain life. So that's actually pretty nice too. So really, the mono blue matchup was the only one I would say is like really difficult. You can win it, but you're going to be on the losing side of that equation quite a bit. There's probably some concessions we could make to make that a little better, but you'd probably be hurting yourself in the other matchup. So I'm okay living with this and going with it. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Simic Sky Swallower, because this card is still insanely good. Like, okay, I say insanely good, that's overdoing it a little bit, but this is a card that you really don't like seeing across the table in Commander. Like, the thing's still a 6/6 flying trampler that has Shroud, so you kind of have to sweep the board or have some weird thing that reduces power of attacking creatures or whatever. So anytime this shows up, it's a bit of a problem all on its own. And as a type of card, I think it's been reprinted like, gosh, I don't know, it feels like 4 times, maybe more. So you can find these really cheap if you want to play them. They're like 25 cents. They don't have that much value, and the only weight they have anywhere is in Commander, so they're not really sought after. But if you're playing blue and green, go for it. This is a quality creature to have in the later stages of the game. Now, if you like today's videos and you like little lesser played color combinations, we do have this really cool Golgari list you should check out. You'll probably enjoy that too. That's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.